Gervonta Tank Davis, Frank Martin have a press conference. And in this press conference, I got a little less hopeful for Frank Martin. Also, the fight itself and the card itself is going to be absolutely terrific, as David Benavidez is on the card. But let's talk about what I saw in the press conference in Frank Martin. Let's do that in this video. All right, welcome back, people, to the channel. Man, boxing has been fantastic this year. We had really good fight card took place last night where I made one of the dumbest mistakes that I've ever made as a pay-per-view fighter watcher. I actually bought it on both Amazon Prime and on DAZN, because I confused the interfaces and I asked my son to get it order one for me. I didn't think he did it. It wound up buying it twice. So man, I took an L big time. However, cannot deny that I really enjoyed that card. And I'm really happy that I saw Gervonta Davis in the audience and big event, promoting the fight that's going to take place with Frank Martin. They had a press conference on the same day as the fight. So the press conference was very interesting. But I got to tell you, man, I've never been a big believer in somebody winning or losing a press conference. But I got to tell you, man, Frank Martin looked like a deer in the headlights to me in that press conference. Before I get in and explain exactly why I said that, though, hey, man, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate all of you guys' support. Longtime subscribers, people that are new to the channel, especially thank you to everybody that are channel members and the people that support in the super thanks of videos like this. It really does go a long way to supporting the channel. And, you know, seeing as I made that real dumb error last night, definitely took an L last night. So thank you guys for your support. But look, Frank Martin is a really good fighter. And Gervonta Davis, I think, is a very, very special fighter. And when they spoke and they were going at each other, there was aggression there. Right. Frank Martin is somebody, he didn't hold his tongue. He was, talking back to Gervonta. Gervonta was talking to him. But there was just like a level of comfort with Gervonta that was not there with Frank Martin. And it was just, it came across like Gervonta Davis is extremely, extremely confident. And Frank Martin is confident, but he's unsure. That's the sense that I got of that. And then they started talking about sparring, right? And the sparring tape between the two of them. And Frank Martin acknowledged something that Gervonta Davis said, which was, you only landed one punch. And Frank was like, yeah, but. And I was like, okay. He only landed one punch. He landed and I'm not saying he only landed one punch in the whole sparring match. What I assume he means is he landed one big punch on Gervonta, because Gervonta lunged and Gervonta got caught, right? Now, the reason why I believe that it was because, Gervonta lunged was because of a misunderstanding that took place in the press conference where the moderator asked Gervonta, what does he need to worry about with Frank Martin? And Gervonta said his brick hand. Frank Martin, however, thought that he meant that that Gervonta was talking about his own brick hand and not Frank's brick hand. But in the response, he said, yeah, but you better not come lunging with that, because you know what will happen. And then Gervonta said, I'm talking about your brick hand, and then called him a, DUMBASS, one of my favorite words. I can't lie, man. I love that word. Anyway, so he calls him that. I'm making this video in the morning, so I'm sipping on some coffee. So he told him that. So right there, that tells me, okay, Frank Martin hit him because he was lunging, and he hit him with his brick hand, and his brick hand is his left. Right, because he's a southpaw, so his brick hand is going to be is more than likely going to be a straight left hand, and he wound up having caught Gervonta with that because that was the one big shot that he had. Again, though, the confidence and the fact that Gervonta started playing around doing this, like just looking at him and throwing shots at the body, and he was like, you don't like body shots. You don't like body shots. So we pretty much know what the game plan of Gervonta is going to be. It's going to be to break down Frank Martin's body, and it's going to be avoid the big hand, the big left hand, and Gervonta and Frank's plan probably is to try to catch Gervonta when he's coming in. And also the fact that I now this is me, just getting in the mind of people. And so it's, speculation. But also I think that Frank Martin is probably concerned about the power of Gervonta Davis because he said, hey, man, well, you better not be coming lunging in with that because you know what's going to happen if you get caught lunging. Right. That means he knows that power is coming. So I think what you're going to find is you're going to see Gervonta walking Frank Martin down, and you're probably going to see a fight that looks a lot like the Hector Garcia fight with Gervonta Davis, where you're seeing just except for it's going to be a situation where Gervonta is going to have a little bit easier time getting in on the inside and getting close to Frank Martin because Frank Martin doesn't have the height and the reach that Hector Garcia has. And also does bode well for Gervonta that Gervonta has recently fought a southpaw in Hector Garcia. So look, I'm looking forward to this fight. I have Gervonta winning this fight. And another big thing, man, and I said this about Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, is that, in the case of Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney going into that fight, the experience in the big lights and the big stage, in a big pay-per-view event, that benefit of the experience went to Ryan Garcia because he had been through the whole big show before, right? Where Devin had never been through a really big anticipated fight with all of this drama around it. He had never been there before. He's been there now. So the next time he does it, hey, he'll be even more better suited for it. But that's something that Frank Martin has never had. And Frank Martin is going to have to adjust to, and Frank Martin's going to have to deal with. So, and again, that's what I think I saw in the press conference, where it kind of looked like, he looked like a deer in the headlights, man. And Gervonta looked very, very, man, he looked in terrific shape. The fight is still 6 weeks out. He looks like he's dang near close to weight right now. Just all around, man, looking good. Again, Leonard Ellerbe was on the stage, so don't tell me him and Floyd, he and Gervonta do not have a relationship. I'm not buying that. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.